Hey guys, it's John and John here with Nothing But Cardboard, and today we have another PSA reveal. This time we're going to be doing my 19 cards. Stay tuned. There is some fire and an upcharge in this video. All right, guys, it is the moment of truth. I have my 19 cards right here, and I will say, and we'll put it on the screen here in just a second, I have 9 crackers inside of this 19 card order. So almost half of the cards I'm going to be showing you are cracked cards. A bunch of different grading companies. We have HGA, SGC, CSG, PSA even. The blue is Gym Inc. I don't know much about them, but I picked it up. It's a really good variety of different grading companies here.
And grades.
It's a hodgepodge.
8.5, 9, 9.5.
Yeah, and so I know that I got an upcharge in this order. I have an idea of which one it is, but I don't know for sure because I did not look at the grades or the card that got the upcharge before this order. So this is a true blind reveal. My heart is racing already, John. We're gonna go ahead and start it with some basketball though, so switching it up a little bit. Go ahead and put this on the screen so you can see all of my labels here. Got, like I said, basketball, football, and baseball.
Basketball, what happened here?
So this was my summer spending spree. So when we were on family vacation, I was like, I should buy some basketball. Have no idea about anything about basketball, but we have a Tyrese Halliburton card. This is a hollow prism, the silver. I thought it was pretty good. I think I pre-graded this a 9, right?
9.
And obviously I bought these cards a long time ago, so they are not necessarily the best investment. This one's decent, and we got a 9, so that's what I thought.
Yeah.
So probably a break even on that one.
So you got 25.68 into it. So it looks like the last sale's a little bit under $20, $18.
Yeah, so, I mean, not too bad. No. So that's the PSA 9. I got about 40 into it, 45 at a PSA 9.
Oh,
so.
plus grading. All right, my bad.
Yep, so next one is Kata Cunningham. He hasn't been doing, is he even playing right now? I don't even know.
Last year he got hurt, he was knocked out, I don't know.
The back centering I am noticing is quite a bit off left to right. That's something you should probably notice before you send the cards.
Yeah,
but
PSA, they're not going to hit you.
Yeah, so I pre-graded this one at 9 as well, which is terrible because I think a 9 goes for like $20. But I got a different.
I had a feeling. I don't know why.
Oh, that's funny. That's funny. Okay, I'll take it though. And obviously these cards I sent knowing they might have a chance at a 10. I wouldn't send it with 0 chance at a 10 because that just wouldn't make sense. Now, out of all my basketball cards, this is the one that I really want to gym out, and I think this is the only one I actually pre-rated a 10.
So, Cade, you had about 40
into it.
Yeah, into it, and the last comp on that was $70.
Okay, so decent. I'm making my money back in a little bit. So Chet Holmgren, only been in the league for a year or two now. He's playing pretty solid from what I hear. I mean, I don't watch basketball that often, but I like it. It is that Hyper Prism, so it is from the True Prism set. The centering looked pretty good on this one, maybe a little bit thicker on the bottom than the top.
Pre-graded a 10.
And we got a gym at 10. That is nice. There we go.
Sweet.
That is nice. So that's the one I wanted to gym out, and it did gym out, which is awesome.
Yeah, you got about 55 into that, and the last one of that sold for $185.
Ooh, yeah. So that's about $100 difference there,
Very
which
nice.
is awesome. Now we're going into some football now, guys. Get excited. We have just finished football season, and I got Cody's guy. This is literally Cody. Yeah, you haven't seen him on camera in a while because he's shy, But this is his guy. This is his. He's the reason I bought this card, John. And this is the only Sam Howell card that I own, in fact, and that's probably a good thing.
Probably a good thing.
So this is his red Concourse. The Concourse, in fun fact, is the only select card out of the main numbered, like not an insert, that Sam Howell has for the select set.
Out of 99.
Out of 99, so it is the kind of a jersey match with the color there, being a red. I thought this was a clean card, John.
You pre-graded a 10. Good thing if it's Sam Howell.
And Sam Howell just grades well. I don't think Cody even has ever gotten a 9 for Sam Howell. It's all PSA 10. So sweet card. This is obviously a hold for now. Hope that he goes to a good team or they don't draft a quarterback. There's a lot of things.
You said hold and not PC. I thought you were gonna start a Sam Howell.
Yeah,
PC.
that's that. I'll sell that to Cody before I do that. But sweet card. nonetheless. So let's start it.
You actually had about $60 into that card.
It's because I bought it in November while he was still the quarterback.
Okay.
So that's the thing about these rookies. So it depends. If you buy mid-season, there's a good chance that they might not still be in that starting position by the end of the season. So
or a different team.
that's kind of what happened. So I
Yeah.
bought on the higher end, hoping that he was going to take off. He didn't, and it's the rest is history.
One thing about football, there's so many changes. Next year, you don't know what team he's going to be on or
Yeah.
what's happening.
So here we go. Tua Tagovailoa. This is a neon green insert. This is the premier level card. This is a pretty inexpensive card. Tua obviously had a little bit of a disappointing into the season, but I thought this would grade decent.
You
I think.
put a 10 and you've got about $30 into it, so that's really good.
And you got a gym at 10, John. There we go.
Very
now,
nice.
even at a 10, I don't think this is a super high dollar card.
Well, $60 now, but beginning of the year,
I think there's a decent chance he gets a contract in this offseason. If not, they're at least going to franchise tag him because I feel like he played well enough to keep his job and kind of justify that pay bump that hopefully he's getting. All right, so this is my first cracked card here. We have a Jalen Hurts. This is the Copper Premier level. It was a Beckett 9, and the reason it got a 9 is mostly for the centering, which is an 8.5, and I believe that centering is mostly for the back centering. So you can see it's kind of off left to right there. I think I pre-graded this one a 9 as well.
Yeah.
I didn't really think it was going to bump up after I cracked it. That's kind of the risk you run when you do crack cards. You don't really know how it's going to do until you crack it open. The front centering isn't too bad. It is a little thick on the top and maybe a little thick on the left. So that's why it was getting that 8.5 from Beckett, and it did get a 9. So that's kind of what I was thinking there. So not a real big shocker there. So we are basically a direct conversion from a 9 to a 9 on that one.
any other cleanup on that card, or was it just pretty much a centering?
I think it was pretty much the centering. There might have been one print line. I want to say there was like a diagonal print line that just wasn't coming off. So it is what it is. I didn't have a ton into that, which is good. I'll probably break even or get close to breaking even. So this is the same card, but for Justin Herbert. This is not a cracked card. I think I picked this up for like $14, which is
$18.31.
Okay. Yeah. So that includes the tax and everything. I thought this one had a better chance at gymming out than the last one. I'd still give
This
this
was
one
not a cracker.
still give this one a 9, I
You
think.
pre-graded a 9.
Still gave it a 9, and it did get a 9. So spot on with that one as well. All right, so then
sold for about $50.
Okay.
Last
yeah,
week.
and I'm still making money off that because I didn't have that much into it. So that's why you send it.
And you got that chance to bump it up. Like
Exactly.
you said, if you get the right grader and he's ready for break or girlfriend
You're ready to
texts
get
him,
out of here?
that's a
Slap a 10 on there and move on. So here's my next cracked card here. So this was a CSG and the green label CSG 9. And with the 2 9.5s and 2 9s, I was like, man, there's definitely a chance that this one bumps up to a 10. And that was my logic behind it. I think even graded, I got a pretty decent deal on this card.
Yeah, this was 48.19.
48.19. So
Slabs.
you can, that's not bad at all for this card. So you can see the centering is slightly off left to right. I think I graded this a 10 because it looked pretty clean. If anything, it's going to be for that centering.
You got 9.
Oh.
Put actual grade 9.
Okay, but I think that's my grade there, my
Okay,
pre-grade.
This is your pre-grade.
So I pre-graded it a 10, and it got a gym mint 10. Let's go.
And that's a silver.
That
Very
is
nice.
the silver prism black.
Very nice.
So we have a CSG 9 bumping up to a PSA 10.
And the last sale on that was $210.
Ooh, that's pretty
Or
good. So
tops.
that's like a $175 increase there.
Nice.
We can keep going. This one was not a cracker. This was a raw card that I picked up mid-season, and I like these a lot. These green velocity optics are just so nice to look at.
Beautiful card. You pre-graded this a 10.
Pre-graded a 10, and we got a gym mint
That's nice.
10. And I really like Herbert with the new coach going over to the Chargers. I feel like that's a nice restart
They needed
for
that.
Justin Herbert. New coaching staff. Hopefully they bring in some more talented wide receivers. I know that Keenan Allen's getting up there in age.
Yep.
And I just think it's going to be good for his hype and hopefully good for his performance on the field. So
they've underplayed that team. The defense is stacked. They've got a running game. I mean, they do have a couple of young studs too. It's just
so I'm pretty happy with that. So I got a silver, prism black, and my 2 most valuable cards gemmed out for Justin Herbert. So that's awesome.
Last sell on that one was $230.
Nice, nice.
So very good.
All right, so this was a card I had lying around. I think I got for a couple bucks. T-Law unfortunately has plummeted in value, but this is his white stellar rookies. It is out of 149. And I think I sent this because I was like, yeah, it's a gem for sure.
You sent it because it was $15.
I sent it for, yeah.
And you thought it was going to be a 10.
And I thought it was a 10. Oh, man, I really thought that one was a 10, but whatever. Gonna move on. Not gonna worry about that one. Now this is a weird one. I don't think this one's gonna gem out. This is a certified rookie teal card. Let's see if I can show you. There we go. So this is number 15 out of 15, as you can see there. So really low number jersey. It does have it looks like 2, but there's actually a 3rd color in there. I got it for like $50.
Sweet.
I don't think it's gonna gem, like I said. I think I had it at a 9.
Yep.
And it did get a 9. So exactly what I thought. I was like, it's gonna be easier to sell if it's slabbed than as a raw card, because those patch cards are just difficult to grade out. And I don't have any comps for that, so.
I think it was around 50, right?
I bought it for 50, so that's what I put in there.
Okay. Yeah,
all right.
15, that's tough.
They're not liking T-Law, but this is my last T-Law. These have just super dropped. I think that these raw go for like less than $20 now.
Wow.
Less than
Crazy.
20. And
Bronze?
yeah, the bronze, I think I also pre-graded this a 9. I wasn't very optimistic in these. And I got a gem at 10. That's all right. I'll take it.
Very nice. Yeah, the centering on the right side looks really...
Yeah, it's a little bit maybe. It's not too bad.
With that,
I think it's actually thicker on the top than the bottom. But hey, I will take a gem mint 10 any day of the week. That's probably $100 because it gemmed up.
Yep, it shows 130, and you got about 50. Yeah, $50.
50 into it. All right, so we're moving on. This is the cracker portion of the show here. So this was a Joe Burrow draft selections material. Was an SGC 9.5, and I was cracking it, hoping that I could fix it up. I don't think I was able to make enough improvement on this card, so I think I pre-graded it a 9, right?
You did. You gave it a 9.
Gave it a 9. It is numbered out of 49, as you can see there, and it is just that standard patch, nothing crazy going on there, so not going to take too much time, and I got a gem at 10.
Very
Sweet!
Nice.
That is awesome. Okay.
Out of 49.
I don't think that I really found good comps for this.
It shows 200, but yeah, I'm not sure.
But that's probably about right, because I think I did see a 9 go for about 83, so I was guesstimating probably around 200 for that. So that means we did have the SGC 9.5 bump up to a PSA 10. So right now, we've had 2 bump up to a 10 and 1 stay at a 9. So that's a good ratio right there.
Question for you.
Yep.
I know you guys talk about serial ice cards. They can look them up. Do you think the grader is supposed to like check to see if that serialized card, if it shows
honestly,
up on eBay?
I think that it would take way too much time to go to a different grader's log to look to see what it was graded. I can't imagine. They probably they might check the PSA database to see if it's been graded, but I don't know if they would really be looking at somebody else's.
Do you think they check that to see if they've had it in there?
They probably do, honestly, but even if they do, I feel like they would reevaluate the card. But anyway, so this is a weird grader. This is Gem Grading Inc. This was a Gem Mint 10, and I got a deal on this. What did I pay for this?
This card is on $78.06.
Yeah, so I paid $78 for this card, and it goes for like 100 raw. So the fact that I was able to get it for under comps, and I know it's a Gem Mint with some rando company, but I think I pre-graded this a 10 as well.
Yeah, you agreed with them.
And we got a Gem Mint 10. There we go. That is nice.
Nice.
So this rando Gem Inc. has gone from a 10 to a 10. Not complaining one bit about that.
You did nothing to this card. You didn't clean it up.
I might have put a layer of Kurtz on, but that was about it. Everything was pretty nice on this card. And it's a sweet looking card. What did these go for?
$320.
Woo!
That's the last comp.
That's nice. That is nice.
So all I gotta do is go on eBay, look up Gem Mint cards, 10s, and just send them in and get them graded, and I'm gonna be
That's
all right.
it. That's like. Now the one thing I did read
I'll
about this company is that they do, if it's an older card, there's a lot of fakes that they let slide through. So that was the one knock I did read on this company when I was purchasing it, because I was like, what's wrong with it? Nothing apparently. All right, so these last 5 cards that I have were all pre-graded. These are the 5 cards that have a chance at the upcharge. I purchased this Joe Burrow, as you can see, as a PSA 9 already. Paid about $400 for this. So this is an expensive card, but it is a rookie ticket out of 21,
wow,
as you can see there. And I was like, man, for $15, I will definitely crack it, see if I can fix whatever's wrong with it, and take the chance on it. And I was hoping, worst case scenario, it would just come back a 9. I don't think I damaged it. This is the card here. So it is a sweet looking Joe Burrow, purple pulsar. And I think that these cards probably go for more like $500 or $600 as a 9. So I got a deal on it.
You pre-graded a 9.
Pre-graded a 9.
I didn't think it was going to bump up.
No. And it did get a 9. So look, it was a test. I lost $15. Not the end of the world there. So I went from a 9 to a 9, which means my upcharge is still somewhere in the stack beside me. But that's kind of what I thought. There was still some surface issues I couldn't get off after I cracked it. I made it better, but I didn't think it was good enough to get a Gem Mint 10.
Now, see, I wonder if that's one where they looked it up to say, hey, this was just here.
That one, they definitely could have. They definitely could have. I'm just glad it didn't go down to an 8, or I would have been a little upset.
Billy gave it a 9. I can't jump it up to a 10. I'm going to have to go with Billy.
All right, so we are switching into some older baseball cards. And when I say older, 2000 and 2001. So about 23, 24 years old. So some of the all-time greats here. So this is Miguel Cabrera. This is a Topps Chrome traded card. It was an 8.5. I want to say I paid like $140-ish for this before shipping and taxes and whatnot.
161.7.
Yep, so shipped and with taxes, that's what I paid. I was able to fix up the surface on this one, and then I was also able to, I think there was an edge on the back that I was able to fix on it as well. So I was thinking this probably got a 9. I don't think this one was the one that was going to gem.
That's what you pre-graded a 9.
But what I liked about this card and the reason I purchased it, and I don't think there were subgrades on this, no, was the centering. So these cards are really hard to find really good centering cards on, and this one had very, very nice centering, as you can see there. So pre-graded a 9 and it got a 9. So it did bump up a little bit, so that's the good news. So we went from a Beckett 8.5 to a PSA 9. And what do the 9s go for, John?
225.
225. So that's not bad. So I'll probably make a little bit of money off of that card, which was the goal. And the other strategy I have behind going for cards like this is these are Hall of Famers. It does not matter. They are not playing anymore. Their performance is not going to be an issue. They're not going to get injured. They're just safer. And so rather than buying Sam Howell's, Trevor Lawrence's, Zach Wilson,
last year,
you have players that are established, already Hall of Famers. And if you do get lucky enough to get a Gem Mint on one of these, it's a huge markup, which you'll probably see here in a second. So we went with some Albert Pujols. The last 3 cards are Albert and Ichiro. This one was a Beckett 9, as you can see there. It had a couple 9s and then 195 for surface. I didn't like the corners on this card very much. This is also a strange card in the fact that it says it's a Chrome card, but it's actually a foil card. So it's a Topps Chrome, but it's a late edition. So it's more of a foil finish than a true Chrome card, which is interesting. So they're a little bit harder to work on than the Chrome cards. But
you picked this up for $170.
I did.
Wow.
Picked it up for $170. What does a 9 go for?
9 goes for $225.
$225. So it was worth doing. So like I said, as long as it gets a 9, you're getting your money back, possibly a little extra. If it gets a 10 though, you'll see soon. Ooh, and that one got an 8. So that's my first one that has bumped down. So that one went from a 9 with pretty good grades there to an 8. And like I was saying, I think that the reason is that this was probably the corners, the back corners on this card had some whitening that I didn't like. So I'm not going to be purchasing any more of these late edition cards just because they're difficult to work on.
Wants to say hi.
Hey, Bentley.
Hey, buddy.
What's up?
Yeah, he's doing pretty good, but he's got a big card coming.
He wants to be here for the upcharge. All right.
Yeah.
So last but not least, we have 2 of these Ichiro cards. Both of them were pre-graded 9s. This one was the SGC 9, which means it is going to be an Ichiro with the upcharge, I think.
Yep, you were spot on.
We'll see. So
it's neat that they were both 2001.
Both
2
2001.
Hall of Famers.
Yeah.
Some of the best players ever.
So this one is the SGC 9, and I know that it was the SGC because I was looking at the back centering. One of them is slightly better, so this one has better back centering than this one. So that's how I was able to keep track of it. I pre-graded them both 9s, but I thought the other one had a better chance at a 10 than this one.
So which one did you think has a chance at the?
I think the next one is going to have a chance at the 10.
Right. So this is the SGC?
SGC 9, yep. What did they go for?
You got this for $165. 9 goes for $225.
Yeah.
PSA 10 goes for $1,800. So that's why the upcharge.
That is, yeah. So think about this. You can buy these cards for about $200. If they get a PSA 9, you're probably going to break even. But if it gets a PSA 10, it's like 10x what you paid for it. And we'll see which one it is here in a second. I can only imagine one of them's getting it, but oh, it was the SGC.
Yes.
What?
That is sweet.
No way. That's crazy. That is not the one I thought was going to bump up. Oh, that is sweet. The Jim Mint Ichiro.
Unbelievable.
So let's just put that one here for now. So this is the HGA.
So you got less than $200 into that card total.
Yeah.
And it's going to sell for $1,800. And it's only going to go up as he gets closer to...
Potentially. So this is the one I thought had better centering, front and back. So there it is.
HGA have these subgrades on it?
Yeah, HGA does have the subgrades. So they had 9s all around and 9.5s for centering. And I thought this was the cleaner of the two cards. And this one got the mint.
Wow.
So I can't complain about that though. So
No,
we
not
had
at all.
an Ichiro bump up from an SGC 9 to a PSA 10.
That's huge.
Which went from a $225 card to an $1,800 card.
That's sweet.
And because I had a feeling it was this card, I looked up the pop report on these. There's only 325 PSA 10s. And this is a base card. Only 325
Wow.
gem mints. Which is why it goes from, 225 to 1,800. That's why there's that drastic jump. But what a beautiful, beautiful card. Jumping up from a 9 to a 10. And that makes the whole thing worth it because this is huge margins on this card. So it makes up for the experiment of the Albert Pujols only getting an 8, the Miggy going up to a 9. I'll still, make a little bit. That is awesome, John.
Congrats.
Thank you.
That's
that is
huge.
amazing. So I did just barely have more than a 50% gem mint rate, but I thought a lot of these were going to come back 9s.
You had them, you had
So,
them pegged as 9. So.
I was pretty close to that. So I think I had one more 10. So 10 10s and 9 others. So 8 9s, 1 8. So,
Gem mint rate is one thing, but making money on investments, that's huge.
That's awesome. So guys, thank you so much for joining us. Hopefully you enjoyed all of these different grading companies that we went through, test them out. It looks like for the most part, SGC has everybody else beat. Beckett kind of let me down. I don't think I had one Beckett bump up to a 10. They were all came back at 9. So anyways, that was my reveal. We have a massive reveal coming up in just a couple of weeks. 3 $1,000 cards are coming back. If any of them bump up, we are making bank. It's going to be a lot of fun, exciting. Make sure you tune in for that one as well. And we'll see you next time.
Take care.